Be honest. When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No phone, no music, no scrolling, no background noise. Just silence. Just you. You probably can't remember, and that's not an accident. Because silence makes you feel something you've been avoiding for a long time. Not boredom, not emptiness. You. In our hyper-connected world, distraction isn't just a habit. It's a drug, and it's everywhere. It's in your pocket. It's in your living room. It's even in your bed at night, glowing softly while your soul aches quietly. You're not just consuming content. You're trying to escape yourself. But from what? And why? This isn't a modern problem. It's an ancient one. Blaise Pascal, the 17th century French philosopher, once wrote, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." He believed that if you stripped away every stimulation, what you'd be left with is unbearable. And maybe that's true, because when the noise stops, the truth starts talking. And sometimes it says things we don't want to hear. You see, distraction is comforting. It gives you something to do when you don't know who you are. It gives you a reason to delay facing that ache you can't quite name. It protects you from the terrifying thought that your life might be off course, and you're the only one who knows it. So we scroll, we binge, we consume more in a single day than our ancestors did in a lifetime. Not because we're lazy, but because we're afraid of stillness. Nietzsche saw it coming. He warned of a society that would trade truth for comfort, a society that would anesthetize itself against the terror of meaninglessness. He called it the last man, a being that no longer strives, no longer dreams, no longer questions, just lives. Predictably, safely, numbly. Sound familiar? Every time you open a new tab, every time you avoid the silence, every time you choose distraction over depth, you move one step closer to becoming that person. Not alive, just functioning. But here's the uncomfortable twist. Distraction feels good because it gives us the illusion of progress. You watch a motivational video and feel like you've changed. You read about productivity and feel productive. You click through one more post, one more story, one more highlight reel, until hours are gone and you're exactly where you started. Empty, anxious, behind. And here's why. Distraction is comfort without growth, noise without meaning, motion without direction. Plato, through the allegory of the cave, described people chained in darkness, watching shadows on a wall. To them, the shadows are reality. But one escapes and sees the world for what it truly is. He tries to return to free the others, but they reject him, because truth is painful and distraction is easy. We don't want the light. We want the illusion, because the illusion is familiar. Let me tell you a story. There's a man walking through the desert. He's thirsty, dying for water. Suddenly, he stumbles upon a vending machine. Bright, blinking lights, dozens of options. It promises refreshment. But every time he presses a button, nothing. No drink, just more flashing lights, more choices. But he stays, because the machine gives him hope, a sense of control, something to do. He dies there, not because there wasn't water somewhere, but because he forgot to look away. Machiavelli warned rulers to give people enough distraction to prevent rebellion. Bread and circuses, entertainment and noise. It still works. The modern version? Social media, notifications, infinite scroll, constant pings. And the rebellion isn't against a king. It's against your own mediocrity, your own fear, your own potential. But as long as you're distracted, you won't rise, you won't build, you won't change, you'll just exist. You're not addicted to distraction because you're weak. You're addicted because you're human. And in a world designed to hijack your attention, staying focused is an act of rebellion. But here's the deeper truth. You don't need more willpower. You need more honesty. You need to ask, what am I running from? What part of myself am I so afraid to meet in the quiet? Carl Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. And we do. We chase pleasure, power, productivity, anything to fill the silence. But silence is where the healing begins, where the truth lives, where your real voice can finally speak. So what do? Step 1. Create friction. Make distraction harder to reach. Put your phone in another room. Block the websites. Silence the noise. Step 2. Build rituals of stillness. Sit in silence for 5 minutes a day. Journal. Walk without headphones. Listen to yourself. At first, it will feel unbearable, like withdrawal, because it is. But slowly, something else happens. You start to feel again. You start to think. Not about what everyone else is saying, but about you, what you want, what matters, what hurts, what you need to change. And that is where freedom begins. Bonhoeffer, in the face of Nazi tyranny, wrote that people surrender their autonomy when they stop thinking critically, when they become passive, distracted, and silent. Distraction is not neutral. It is a tool, sometimes by you, sometimes against you. And the difference? Awareness. Let me leave you with this. Every time you choose silence over noise, every time you resist the urge to escape, every time you sit with the discomfort of your own mind, you reclaim a piece of yourself. You become a little more dangerous, a little more alive, and a little more you. So the next time you feel the itch to scroll, to click, to drown yourself in noise, pause and ask, what am I really trying to avoid? The answer might scare you, but it will also set you free. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button and like.